ATTA Protocol, Structural Separation of Strategy and Tactics. This chapter establishes a strict wall between strategy and tactics. Premise: technical analysis is not about trading. It is not about timing. It is not about forecasting. It is about mapping and validating structure. Most analysis failures come from layer blurring. This happens when tools, interpretation, and reaction operate on the same level. In ATTA, layers are separated, strictly. The strategic layer, the system as a physical continuum. In strategy, the market is not a price chart. It is a continuous system. It has conservation laws. It has breaking points. Continuity. The system remains one continuous structure as long as internal relationships hold. Price volatility is noise if it remains within the law space. State transition. Change does not depend on movement intensity. It occurs when a structural relationship fails. Layer status. No direction. No time. No goal. The only purpose is validation. Always in a defined structural context, never on isolated events. Core strategic laws. Law of continuity. Structure is stable as long as reactions are proportional to effort. Scale is preserved. Continuity does not contract abnormally. Law of structural conservation. The system may expand. It may contract. It may replicate fractally. But it does not change form suddenly, without a prior structural event. Law of breakdown, core law. Change is measured by failure to maintain existing relationships. Intensity is only a display. Breakdown is information. Filtration. Strategy as a structural filter. Strategy does not interpret. It filters. It defines in advance what is information. It defines what is noise. Events that look important but do not meet structural criteria are discarded. Rule: a good strategy does not explain everything. It eliminates most possibilities up front. The tactical layer, the channeling rule. Tactics do not apply strategy. They test its limits. Transition to tactics is by reduction. Select one strategic law. Test it locally. Draw one conclusion. One test. One law. One conclusion. No cross-confirmation. No compromise. 4 structural validation tactics. 1. Effort/response ratio. Check the relationship between movement effort and following response. Criterion. If effort rises while response shortens, fracture. This is a mathematical structural ratio, not visual impression. Example: an accelerated move fails to produce a continuing push. Continuity is broken. 2. Character shift. Examine how the movement occurs, not where it goes. Character shift is binary. Continuous, segmented. Expansion, compression. Active symmetry collapses. Result: character changed or not. 3. Fractality check. Check if substructures obey the rules of the larger structure. Criterion: when the smaller structure stops following the larger structure. Bifurcation occurs. This signals an approaching state change. No interpretation, only check for recurrence. 4. Failure as primary information. The most important information is not strong movement. It is a failure to maintain a strategic law. Examples: expansion without continuity. Breakout without base transfer. Sharp move absorbed structurally. Connection to the strategy filter. Only a failure that passes the strategy filter counts as valid structural information. The failure proves the law was broken. Method of operation, M.O. Linear. Rigorous. Precise. Identify the strategic law. Which law should hold now? Choose a tactic. Pick one tactic to test the law. Execute the test. Law holds, continuity maintained. No action. Law fails, state change occurs. Information updated. No multiple laws. No combined checks. No narrative. Flow. Strategy, law, tactic, test, conclusion. Summary: purity of analysis. ATTA technical analysis does not hunt for price movement. It identifies the structure. It understands the governing laws. It waits for the exact moment the law ceases to hold. Principle. Strategy defines the game. Tactics test the players. Failure is information. Structure is the frame. Every action is defined.